What's up, beautiful people? I have a serious message from above for someone that needs to hear it today, okay? So what I want to tell you about today is not making a decision or a change when you have that inner divine guidance, okay? Or nudge, all right? And you all know, if you know, you know, okay? It is when you have that inner voice or that energetic feeling pushing you towards a direction or to let something go or to leave someone behind or anything, okay? Or to change a direction of where you are traveling and you refuse to make a decision and you don't make a change and you do not make a move, okay? So this is what happens, even though I know we have free will, but when we are called to do something, especially when we're in our mental state complaining about circumstances, situations, or people, and we don't heed the guidance, okay, then when we don't make a move, okay, or a change, then divine intervention comes in, okay? And what happens with divine interventions is that whatever you are guided to do, you will be served that direction or the guidance or the push. The action is going to come aggressively, not violently, aggressively. There is a difference in what I'm trying to explain, okay? It's just going to do, it just would have been easier if you would have just did it on your own instead of it being done for you, because we don't do certain things because of fears, denial, or just some unrealistic illusions that we have in our mind and being scared, you know, which falls along with fear. So we're going to have to face it either way, whether we do it on our own or if God or the universe decides to step in, okay? Now, another thing is that even though divine intervention comes into play, we don't know when it's going to come into play. Sometimes, you know, God, our ancestors, our angels, the universe will allow us to feel the comeback or whatever, or what's the better way of putting it, or we'll feel basically the energy and the actions from not moving, okay? And then we'll realize why we needed to listen to that inner guidance. I need to give you some examples, okay? So, and these are examples of people I've met and I've crossed paths with. So it may be relevant to someone. So like maybe you are getting the inner nudge or inner guidance to stop a unhealthy habit like drinking or something along that line because it's not good for you, right? And you end up getting like liver disease or something like that, but you had that nudge to let it go. Now you have to deal with these trips to the doctor, medical bills and expenses, and now you may be so ill that you can't work or whatever, but you'll recuperate from it. But you'll think back to like, damn, you know what I'm saying? Spirit told me, God told me, the universe said stop drinking, blah blah blah. And it was for a reason, okay? Another example from my own personal experience is that I was dating someone, right? And I remember that we had been dating for like a year, and you know, I was already tuned in. I had like my third spiritual awakening, so I'm very much so obedient to my higher self, my angels, my spirit guides, anyone on my team, okay? And I remember, you know, the universe telling me that I needed to let this person go, and if I did not leave this person alone now, at the time or whatever, that later on down the line, I would be more hurt in the future than what I would be at the time. So I was obedient, right? I ended up breaking up with the person, and yes, I did go through some emotional pains, and I used basically techniques that I learned through old relationships to heal through that relationship. I promise you, it was like September timeframe or October, I broke up with the person. Come December, now by December, I was good. Your girl was good because we had only been dating for like a year, and I end up seeing on social media through a mutual friend of ours on their page that the said individual I broke up with was with a whole new girlfriend, and he was invested in that relationship, and that's what Spirit had told me, that he was not investing in our relationship. He was breadcrumbing me. I was always left in like, you know, in this empty space in my mind about why is nothing happening. And it was because, and I was driving trucks over the road. It was like a long distance relationship. So she was more in alignment with what he was looking for. Instead of him being honest about it, he led me on for the benefits or whatever. So we all know how that goes. And that can be men or women. It happens to all of us. So Spirit told me, let go. I let go. If I didn't let go when I let go, it would have been horrific to have been in like delusion land and then see that he was with someone else, okay? So this is why we have to pay attention. Here's one last example real quick, is that I had a family member, right, living in this neighborhood, and they would complain all the time about where they live. They would complain about like maintenance not coming in, fixing things. They would complain about the parking. The parking was horrible too. And they would just complain just about everything about the apartment. And I kept telling them, I said, you know what? It's time to move. Find you another place. I was like, if you don't move, God is going to step in and move you. And you don't want it to happen that way. You'll be safe though, but you just go ahead, do it on your own, okay? And they continue to complain or have excuses about why they were unable to move or whatever. So what happened is that a situation occurred, and my family member's significant other went to the rental office and complained. They were very belligerent, but that's not uncommon, right? Next thing I know, the family member came to me and said they got evicted. And I said, don't be mad. Don't be mad. that is divine intervention, because you should have been moved by then, okay? You should have been moved. You should have moved, okay? You didn't got all the signs and you've been up here complaining you were supposed to have been gone. So anyways, they got an eviction notice and they could not renew their lease, but it worked out in their favor. Yes, it was very inconvenient. It was an inconveniencing time frame, and they had to rush to get everything together because I think they only had like 60 days to get out because their lease was almost up anyway. But guess what? They found somewhere else to stay that's way better. The price was more better, and the space was more better. Everything was better. So had you done that before, you would have been good. It wouldn't have been rushed. So this is why it's very important when you get that divine guidance within, okay, from above, to make a decision and to make a change. It's for your well-being, okay? So we can avoid that consequences or whatever the experience is going to be. I don't want to say consequences, erase that. Whatever the experience is going to be that may be harmful to us physically, emotionally, or mentally, you know, that is what it is. We do have free will, okay? And this is why life is meant to be experienced, so we can learn. But some things we can't avoid. We don't want to have to go down that path once, more than once, twice, 3, 4, 5 times, okay? You know me, it took about 2 times, and then I realized, you know what, I need to trust my intuition and go ahead, regardless of what the outside situations look like. It don't matter, okay? I got to call in to do some real crazy things, and it worked out in my favor. When I say that, when you get a nudge and a call and it's on your path, you're going to learn anyway, but you're going to always be protected. Everything will work out in your favor, and you will never think that you won't have what you need, no matter what it looks like. I promise you. Money, tools, jobs, people, resources, a website, a small piece of knowledge from a conversation that you walked in on at the gas station. It is there to serve you. You will always have a place to step on, like to put your foot on physically, to keep you moving forward when you follow the divine guidance, okay? So listen to those inner nudges or whatever and make those choices, or divine intervention will set in. All right, love you guys. Hope this video helps.